Students, I'm going to show you guys how to work and word problem using your calculator to answer some of the questions. So let's look at this one here. Using data from 2000 and projected to 2015, the function y equals a negative 0.00201 x to the fourth power plus 0.05076 x to the third power minus 0.37132 x to the second power plus 1.0554x plus 4.23362 can be used to model the U.S. unemployment rate with X equal to the number of years after 2000. Now, the first thing we're going to do is graph the function for X values from 0 to 15. So step 1, plug your function into Y equals there. Step 2, go to the window button and readjust the window to where it says your X min is 0, your X max is 15. Now, your Y min is going to probably say negative 10. However, remember this function here is our input is years. Our output is the unemployment rate. So are we going to have a negative unemployment rate? No. So the smallest Y value I can have as an output should be 0. Again, this is a word problem, so we are kind of having to make this realization, and they're not giving it to us. So I'm going to automatically change it to 0, and I'm going to let my X max be 10. I'm going to hit graph. It should graph a beautiful quadratic function there for us. It should look something like this. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to actually use that calculator to help us find the max and mins. And so let's go with second trace and number 4 for maximum there. Now, I do happen to see I have one maximum way over here, so go to the left of it slightly and hit enter. Move the blinking cursor slightly to the right of it and hit enter. Now notice those questions are being asked on your calculator. And then the last question is your guess. Go as high as you possibly can and hit enter. Okay, it should come out with the word maximum and give you an X value and a Y value that goes with it. Now, please notice that this is a quadratic function, which means degree 4. And since it's degree 4, there should be 3 or 1 turning point. Now, I can see I have 1 turning point here, but it looks like I have another one here. And that means there has to be another one somewhere over here. So we should have 3, okay, because it's obvious that it turns somewhere over here. And it's only be 3 or 1. So I'm going to go find the other ones by hitting second trace. And I'm going to go for the minimum first, so number 3. I'm going to move that blinky cursor as far to the area where I see that it looks like it might have a low point. So slightly to the left of where I think the low point may be and hit enter. Slightly to the right of where I think it should be and hit enter. And then as close as I can to the guess of where I feel like that low point is. And notice I'm watching the Y values here to see if they actually change. And I saw that it did go from slightly lower to slightly higher. So I'm going to say about there and hit enter. And hey, look, the calculator did say there was a minimum. We can repeat this process again for second trace number 4 for maximum and do this all over again to get the maximum that's over here slightly. So somewhere here to the left, enter, moving it slightly to the right of where I think it might be, about right there, we'll hit enter. And then again, where do we feel like that high point actually is and hit enter. The calculator will do again that thinking and give you back what your X and Y values are. And we did see again, we saw 3 turning points. So 2 maximums and 1 minimum there. Now, the last question is it likely that this model can be used to estimate the U.S. rates long after 2015? Guys, remember we just talked about the fact that if I'm looking at 2015, which would be about 20 for my X value there, that is actually looks like it hits about 0 somewhere around 2017. So therefore, it's not really practical to be looking at the model after 2015. The model kind of expires and has to be redone again. Okay, so keep all of this in mind when you're looking at your graphs, that you want to maybe look at that leading term test prior to finding those maximums and minimums.